Hey, so I had some requests or inquiries about the sound in this Destiny redesign. So here's a bit of a look into what the sounds were and how did I do them, I guess. So let's just go through the whole thing layer by layer. So this is just this synth. Bounced out and some extra processing. Doppler to give it the insane movement, and then just flanger and distortion mostly, and auto pan. It's nice to have the whiteness before the actual impact. Yeah, I think these were just some impacts that were processed with this chain that I can show you later. Again, well, this is a pretty basic synth wobble, and sounds kind of silly on its own even. Some glitchy stuff, and yeah, this is a pretty basic Reese. It's just been recorded, and same sound. I guess this is something for the tail. Just some kind of a synth patch. It's apparently very heavily dispersed. Empty track. This is some more synth action. I usually like them, like to bounce them out so you can have more control over the audio. Or I'm just more used to processing audio than, you know, MIDI or straight from the synth. And yeah, this is another set of processed impacts. Just stuff that you can manipulate and see if you get some cool stuff, pitching them up, down, whatever. Just some tail. This is just the same impact as before, but instead of the impact, we're just trying to use the glitchy stuff. I guess this is the big one. Let me just mute the delay. So the actual processing that's happening now is pretty mild, and I'll show you the chain, or not probably the exact chain because a lot of re-recording was involved, but and kind of like jamming, but the basic idea how I got this sound. So that's what I ended up recording, and then I just pitch it down. And here's just kind of a worldized delay for it. And another one of these. You can hear it gets pretty nasty towards the end, so yeah, it must have been the same same session or chain as the one above. So yeah, basically in this sci-fi hit hierarchy is where it happened. So I would just have basic impacts, stuff like this. And this is one chain that I came up with. And I would just fiddle with kind of like all of these plugins while listening to these. Trying to see if something cool would happen. Yeah, played with the flanger settings. But yeah, essentially the chain was about the Doppler, about Filter Freak and Flanger and Decapitator in this instance. And I think for the big one, I would have kind of like a pre-processed hit. So that's where I would use this. So this is what it sounded on its own. Pretty basic explosion with just a really nice transient. And here I have my what I call a Barney chain. It's based on tips and tricks that Barney ORM shared very generously in the Soundbites Discord. So I definitely recommend checking that out. There's some really interesting and inspiring conversations going on there. So that's basically what it does to the sound. And yeah, that's basically Decapitator. And here with M-Phaser, I'm kind of replicating the disperser sound. It just gives that sci-fi tight punchy low end. And with Filter Freak, just kind of like giving movement to the tail and keeping the sound oddly tight, I guess. And you can definitely play with the order of these three. Should give you some pretty interesting results. And just some light flanging even here. I think at this point this is still a fairly dry, useful explosion, or transient more like, and we can just give it some character here. And yeah, I've the depth is kind of like ducking the transient and trying to come back after the initial transient, so the tail would kind of pan around, but I'm not sure if that's working so well. But yeah, I would print something like that, just and I would do like a couple of variations and whatnot. And then with this kind of processed hit, we bring it to the sci-fi hitter chain, I guess. And with the Doppler we can get some happy accidents. But yeah, then I would just honestly have a bunch of these in a row, hit record, fiddle with these. Pitch this down. And but I guess that kind of showcases the whole thing. So yeah, hopefully that makes some kind of a sense. Yeah. Let me know if there's any questions. Cheers.